talk about a paradox where how is it that Jason Smith can be so dumb and yet people like Menace to Sobriety have to be dumber than him? You know, you can't be the dumbest. Because you've got to be dumber than Jason to support his nonsense, right? Particularly in the way that Menace to Sobriety does. Jason opens his mouth and it enters Menace to Sobriety's head and it echoes over and over. It resonates because there's not much else in there to soak up the vibration. Kind of a theory as to why people think the moon might be hollow, by the way. So seismic equipment picked up a long-term resonance when something hit it. It's an interesting subject about the moon. Did a show on that with Joey D. But here's the thing, I thought about that and I thought, yeah, I understand you saying it's a paradox. Although, considering Dumb Fuck of the Year, I thought, well, originally I thought Menace to Sobriety should be voted for, but then I thought, no, it's got to be Jason. Because who's dumber on trying to look credible but building lack of credibility by surrounding themselves with people who are clearly dumber than themselves? Steve has said he likes to surround himself with people more intelligent than him because it can help him learn something, take something. I'm the same. When I started Exploratory Minds website, exploratoryminds.com, I thought I'm going to have a look around YouTube a bit more than I normally do, looking for people who are groups that back themselves up via their information and actively check each other. Try to lean away from confirmation bias and see if there's any mistakes being done, not because they want to attack each other, but because there's nothing wrong with being wrong. Being pointed out being wrong is an opportunity to being right. None of these idiots understand this, particularly Jason. Look at the day that he turned on Steve and Manya, really trying to point out you got some things wrong. You know, I'd be like, oh really? Let's go over this. It'll be interesting. See what I got wrong and I'll correct it or take the video down in apology if I got some things wrong. That's progress. That's collaboration. But they don't have any social skills. But again, who's dumber? Like, you know, the individual who will actively keep digging its hole in an attempt to look credible by surrounding himself with lack of credible individuals. That's pretty dumb. I mean, Jason's the gift that never stops giving because, you know, it's just, he thinks the word penis is offensive. Well, you're screwed in a biology lesson if you're a teacher teaching biology. This is the they call it the I'm not allowed to say that. Right? How the hell is a term of a sexual organ, what it's called, an offensive term? That was the irony there. That was the reason why fun was being poked at by individuals who, you know, oh, that's offensive, that's sexual harassment. It's a word that is legitimate within biology. Dumb as dirt. And by the way, neon tetras are not clownfish, by the way, Jason. Is there anything that you do actually know that is tangible to reality? Wow, what a fucking dumbass. I mean, actively, willingly dumb. Wants to be dumb. Losers always take the easiest route. easiest route for Jason is keep working on that drama for donations. We all know that. But again, who's dumber, the individual sucking up to him, or him surrounding himself with really, really idiotic people in an attempt, a sorry attempt to look more credible? I think it's amazing and refreshing and humbling to see communities that work with Steve and Steve's immediate community and so on really doing their due diligence of checking each other and telling each other, you said this one thing with it's slightly nuanced, here's why, and then not getting hurt about it, and then learning, oh, I see why, what it was now, whatever it might be, and they learn and they come back and say, oh, I see why you're saying that now, or admitting they were in a bad place. Of course, you know, Carl Curtis, you know, I was in a bad headspace. Yeah, right. No, it was all very planned in order to try and con Steve. But that, you know, Kyle was given every single opportunity for every single, even smallest movement he would take, action he would take, however you want to term it, to mitigate things getting worse for him. But no, he just, oh, there's a brick wall in front of me, let's run at it at high speed and slam into it because I'm powerful and successful. I can slam right through that. Runs at it and knocks himself out. I mean, you know, that's kind of what he's done. Like, you know, it's laughable, and he's really exposed himself as a very disgusting individual, though. You know, and it is laughable. But you know, the best thing about this, you know, when that happened with Non Sequitur, it emboldened these trolls to take an extra foothold and play silly games. And some of the unscrupulous people were actually considered friends already, and within the community, but it rooted them out. It's been a really good thing. You know, I mean, if you have any idea of how many idiots this has exposed as it's gone along, it's been a great tool to harness more of that ability to improve that group. But that's tribalism. Any tribe out there that loses its enemies on the outside in completely will eventually turn on itself if they do not check each other and confer with each other and form and evolve and leave drama under the bridge, because that's been attempted to do, but the haters will not stop because it's all they got. You know, the front door opens and there's a whole world out there for them to have a social life, but they're socially dysfunctional. One thing that really stuck and burnt into my mind was Heretics. I can't remember word for word, so I'm going to paraphrase. It was pre-COVID. He said, oh, you could go into a public bar hoping that nobody sees him, order a pint, sit in the corner, maybe headphones on, and watch the world go by. And I thought, you lonely, pathetic individual. I mean, this is coming from somebody who's worked on social anxiety with myself. You know, I have this. Not so much these days, but it rears up now and then. And I check myself, get a paranoid thought, and immediately that's my alarm bell to jump on that and say, well, maybe I'm being too paranoid, what if, and I go through a list of possibilities and then realise, oh, I was just being stupid. right? We all have our Achilles heels. Everyone does. No one's perfect. And I've done really well over, I would say, the last 4 years maximum over this. Done exceptionally well and ironed out a lot of kinks. It's not something, though, that I would be lazy with and take the easy route out and ignore it now. Because losers always take the easiest route, right? You need to present a challenge. And these individuals challenge us live. All they've got is denying their own errors and projecting it to other people, and to them that they seem to convince themselves somehow that's they're doing something justified because it's challenging and it's exposing something. They're only exposing a reflection in the mirror, like they're only exposing their projection back to themselves. This is why Steve keeps driving his bus and they throw themselves under it, because their accusations are not true. It's that simple. Incredible, right? It just blows my mind. It just wow. But I'm really happy to find a group like that, just to watch the videos. I just enjoy it, even if it's something that's way above my head. I still feel like I've learned something, even if I don't. Sometimes I'd be a bit slow on things, but if I watch again afterwards, more information slots in. It's again refreshing. This is what the internet should be for. I haven't had anyone from that community join my site, but I have a handful of individuals from elsewhere, and 2 individuals that help out with the site as well, who are good friends, and they help out, but they also get it. They understand what I'm trying to do with that website, and if you blog on the website, if it's credible enough, we research it ourselves as to discern, is this credible? How do you find out a article's credibility? Well, you look at the links that might be in there, and you find out where that goes, who was involved with whatever's on those pages, what did they say, why did they say it, is there anything that is like a achievement, PhD or whatever, with people, which might give extra validity to the information and so on. You research the credibility, the context and so on, and make sure it's intact. If it's a satisfactory level, we give a shout out. I've done that with Thomas Frederick Courtholm, one of his articles are on the website, and we post it on our main blog. This is what we do. We post it on our main blog from the social pages and call them out in the site. We haven't had any new members for a while. There's the new members will come up in that little box. There is more latest news. I haven't filled that out yet, but it's certainly progressing with many other things. And it's free now. There's no one-time fee to join the website. I mentioned this because, I thought, well, where do I find people are like that, with that mindset? And sometimes you think, oh, it's just a bunch of people competing with each other on YouTube, and they're just trying to outdo one another. And then you find brilliant, awesome bunch like those who do their thing, who collaborate with Steve McRae, who are immediately with Steve McRae, who have their communities on their own as well, sub-communities of communities. But that's why these haters hate. Going back to the thing of social dysfunction, going into the public bar, headphones on, hoping that nobody would see him. That's Heretic, who wears Steve's face. I mean, what the hell? We know what you look like now, Heretic, so you can stop hiding bits of your face in glasses now anyway. So, I mean, you've done that yourself. You've exposed yourself with bits and you can piece those bits together. Just in case I actually saw you, because you're in the UK, I'm in the UK, I would gladly walk the other side of the street, because there's some freak walking down the other side opposite. So thank you for that, revealing yourself. I want fuck all to do with you. But here's the thing. I don't go into a public bar with a mindset of hoping that every single person should notice me. That's their problem. They project in that other people are that egocentric when they are that egocentric. But I might go into a public bar hoping that there might be that one individual I had a conversation with some days prior. Again, this would be pre-COVID, right? And finish the conversation from last time, or spark up the same subject again with a new perspective. Like, oh, just say, that thing you was talking about, I looked it up and you were right, or you were a little bit wrong, and nobody gets butthurt about it because they weren't sure in the first place. But tell these individuals they're wrong on the internet, they have a fit. What's that tell you how they are actually in person-to-person contact? They got it even worse, I'm sure. They just don't know normal social discourse. There's no way that Jason Smith could have a day job with his lack of social and emotional intelligence. If he did, what if the employer and just seen some of his videos of employer wasn't even looking, but seen some videos. Yeah, that's the guy who works at our place. Then he's seen all this bullshit that he just keeps spewing out. That would be the end of his job on that same day. Get a phone call and say you're sacked. We can't have you on the firm because it's bad advertising for the firm. It shows us in a lack of credibility kind of viewpoint, because your content online is full of hate, smear campaigns, trolling, twisting facts, pretending that non-offensive terms are offensive, and so on. Again, I tried to teach something biology class. This is called the. I've been told I'm not allowed to say what it is, but it's right. I mean, seriously, harassment for a word that exists in the actual term, legit scientific term, if you will, of that body part equates to harassment. All you're doing is making yourself look more dumb with every single move you're taking, as Kyle Curtis made himself look more foolish with every single new move that he took. He had all the opportunity to mitigate, but he jumped on it like it was. He jumped on the addiction to being praised, I guess, regardless of what really happens around him. And I think he really thought he could actually subvert his foolish actions, the consequences of his actions, and subvert the law via his charm. He actually thought he could do that. Wow. Unreal. Thanks for watching. Bye.